Hi. Hello guys. Good evening. I feel so weird doing this on a Tuesday. But yeah, it's going to be on Tuesdays now. I know everybody is, so I think other people too are also used to me doing it on Tuesdays. So we are talking about weight loss versus fat loss. Um has anyone heard does anyone have an idea of the difference? Or do you think they're the same thing? Where is everybody? Yeah, I know that's one struggle I'm going to have, but you guys are going to get used to it. It's usually Thursdays, you're very right. But I have, hello, welcome guys. But I have something I needed to put at that time on Thursdays, so I decided to move it to Tuesdays. So it's going to be Tuesdays now. So you guys, please keep in mind, Optimum Foodie live classes are now on Tuesdays. All right. So let me just do a small quick introduction. My name is Odwai Abdullahi. I am at Optimum Foodie. I run at Optimum Foodie. I am a certified nutritionist. I'm also a pharmacist and the author of the weight loss guide titled "What Should I Be Eating?" It's a weight loss guide for Nigerians. It has done many amazing things. I've helped many Nigerians home and abroad lose weight, achieve their body goals, and so on and so forth. And I love teaching, which is one of the things that I do here, and also via my exclusive online classes for my clients and my programs. But basically, yeah, I love teaching nutrition. I'm obsessed with nutrition. I'm obsessed with counting my calories. They call me calorie queen because I'm just a perfectionist like that. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about weight loss and fat loss. So we're going to be recognizing the differences, if anyone is better than the other, which one you should be aiming for, what are the effects of doing either one of them, how do you achieve either one of them. So that's what we're talking about today. Okay, so I think of course we should be starting with some kind of definition. So what does weight loss entail and what does fat loss entail? So when you're talking about weight loss, you're talking about general you're talking about a general thing. So you're talking about loss of fat, you're talking about loss of body water, you're talking about loss of tissue, you're talking about loss of muscles. So in general, weight loss is a loss of majorly three things: body water, muscle, and fat. So when you climb the scale, if you weighed 85 kg today, and you started a weight loss journey today, and you climbed the scale next week and it was now 83, that means you've lost 2 kg. Now, not all of that 2 kg is fat. Some of that 2 kg is muscle, some of that 2 kg is body water. Okay? Whereas fat loss is measuring just fat alone, only the fat that you lost. So that is just the major difference. Okay? So now, how do you now measure weight loss? Of course, weight loss is easy. You just climb your scale. That's it. That's how you measure weight loss. You climb the scale will tell you the difference between now and maybe whenever you started, and you can know how much weight you have lost in general. But to measure fat loss, one of the best ways to measure fat loss is a fat composition scale. So if you go to gyms, you can actually get one in your house if you want to. It's not there are some scales that also come with with body composition monitors, so to tell you your percentage of fat, your percentage of muscle, and a percentage of body water. All right, there are some scales that come you can get for like 10,000, and it can tell you those other things. So besides weighing your normal body weight, it can also tell you. I have one at home. It can also tell you those things. Okay, so you can do that, or if you don't have one, you know where to buy one. It's not a big deal. Most gyms, so if you go to a gym, or it depends, some pharmacies also have such a scale, so you can check there if you're interested, and I'll tell you why you should be interested soon. All right, so ensure that you stay tuned. All right, so basically that's how you measure. Another very good way to measure body fat is generally your clothes, using a measuring tape, because usually one of the ways to really be sure that yes, the fat is burning is that, of course, you begin to really shrink. You should see your inches should be dropping, your clothes will be getting freer, and so on and so forth. That's one very obvious way to know that yes, you are actually burning fat, and it's not just you losing muscle and body water. All right, so all right, so the next thing is, why should we be bothered about either one of them? Which one should you be going for? Which one is more important? How does this affect your body, basically? Now, if you're very, very much focused on the number on the scale, that means in your head, you are 90 kg, and your goal is you want to be 70 kg, and that is your focus. So you're focusing on that number on the scale. You want to lose 20 kg. But the truth is, in your efforts, most likely, a very big part of that weight you're going to lose might end up being muscle, and you don't want it to be muscle, trust me. So you will lose some muscle, fine, but you don't want it to be a lot of muscle. Now, I'm sure many of us have heard of the term metabolism before. Metabolism is the rate at which your body burns calories, right? And the thing is, the more muscles you have, the higher your rate of metabolism, which means the more calories your body can burn while you're not exercising, either while you're exercising or even at rest. Generally, somebody with more muscles needs more calories than somebody with less muscles. So somebody with more muscles will burn more calories, all right? Such that if you're not careful, if you end up losing quite a number of muscles, number one, while you would have lost the weight that you wanted to lose, you might not exactly be very, very firm. That means you will be a smaller, mushier version. I don't know how. I didn't try and picture it. Okay, because muscle is what gives you firmness. Okay, is what keeps you compact. It was that toneness, all right, that you want. Is muscle that gives you that. Okay, and when you begin to lose a lot of muscle mass, you just end up with fat. So basically, even though you have lost more weight, your body percentage, your fat composition might still be high. And if it's still high, then you're still not healthy. Even though looking at you, that means you might even end up calculating your BMI. Your BMI says you're doing fantastic. But that's the truth. Everyone, you say it over and over again, BMI alone is not a very good place for you to use to determine your health status. You need to combine it with body fat composition. Either that, or at least measure your stomach, right? Measure your midsection. Your waist circumference is one very, very important. What's the word? Very important factor in helping to guide you to know, okay, you know what, am I doing well? Am I not doing well? Besides just looking at the number on the scale. So basically, two people, right, can have the exact same weight and this exact same height and look very, very different because of the amount of fat versus muscle that they have. And the truth is, the person with less fat and more muscle will look much smaller than the person with more fat and less muscle. So both of us can be, let's say I'm 5'3", so me and you can be 5'3", and maybe I'm 60 kg, also 60 kg, right? But I can be a size 6, or a size 8, and you be a size 10. Okay, and the other person be a size 10 because I have more muscle. Now, the thing about muscle is, they call it is less dense. I say it's less dense. It's more dense than fat. So that means if I'm holding, this can be 5 kg, right, of muscle. And then fat can be like, not this, but this can also be like 5 kg of fat. So basically the same amount, so 5 kg of fat versus 5 kg of muscle, they have the same weight, but the amount of space they occupy in your body are very different. Muscle occupies very little space, so even though it weighs a lot, it occupies little space, such that is why somebody with more muscle, with the same weight with another person, can look much slimmer, because the muscle is not consuming space, unlike fat that's consuming a lot of space and making the other person look much bigger. All right. And this is why the whole point of this is not to throw away strength training. I know many people, one of the reasons many people enter my DM is, I want to lose weight, but I don't have time to exercise. That's what they just tell me. No, I don't have time to exercise, but I just want to lose this weight, right? And I can understand, okay? It's crazy. I mean, we have busy moms, and we have it's just crazy. You're living in Lagos, you're stuck in traffic, you're leaving your house by 4 a.m. in the morning, and so on and so forth. Just all these things that are happening, and you just want to find a way to still get your results, and without needing to work out. But I advise you, find the time. Okay? Find the time to do strength training. Now, one of the minus, the fact that you want to look toned and all that, when you're done losing the weight, if you end up with a lot less amount of muscle than when you started, it is very, very likely that you can easily add the weight back. Okay, remember what I said when I started? I said that if you have more muscle, your muscles will burn more calories than less muscles. Okay, so if the amount of muscles you have are little, it means that if you eat certain amount of food, the probability of it making you add weight, right, is going to be higher than for somebody who has more muscles. All right, so you want to keep those muscles. You want to do strength training, and you don't have to go to a gym to do it. There's so many things you can do at home. Many of the regular things you see, the lunges, the wall press-ups, the squats, all those things are building muscle. The modified press-ups, whatever it is that you decide to do, there's so many things you can do at home. You don't need a gym. So it's not an excuse. Not wanting to go to the gym or not having time to go to the gym is not the excuse. All right, there are a lot of things that you can do in your house. But if you're just going to be doing just your diet and focusing on just aerobics, which will bring the weight down, you will end up, a lot of that weight is going to be muscle. Okay, and you really don't want that, because studies have shown that people who end up losing a lot of muscle during their weight loss journey, all right, while the weight loss will be drastic, like lose 20 kg in like 3 months, if it's all looking good, but those people are more likely to gain the weight back. All right, so try not to focus too much on that number on the scale. See, you can lose just 10 kg and drop 2 dress sizes. Focus on your body, focus on what you're seeing on the mirror, focus on the dresses that you're wearing. So the reason why sometimes people are like, my scale is not moving, I'm not losing weight, and sometimes because of that they don't even want to do strength training, because they feel like it's stopping the number on the scale from moving. But who cares about the number on the scale? Okay, don't care about the number on the scale. It's not your focus. All right, because number on the scale does not determine the size of your clothes. It doesn't determine how good you're going to look. It doesn't determine anything. All right, you can be the same weight and go from a size 14 to a size 12. So if your goal is to drop a dress size, in the end you look smaller. So the number on the scale should have no bearing on this matter. It really shouldn't. Okay, so even if the scale is not moving, but your clothes are getting freer, you're measuring your body, your waist is getting snatched, your arms are getting smaller, they're getting toned, my dear, you have nothing to worry about. In fact, you're doing the best thing that way. Because what that means is you're building all this amazing muscle strength. Number one, as I said earlier, the fact that you're building all these nice muscles, number one, it means that you have a better chance of sustaining your results. Okay, because now it means that your body is burning more calories than it used to, because you have more muscles, and the more calories it's burning, the better for you. One. Number two, I mean, I'm sure many of us know what diabetes is. Diabetes is this condition where your body is unable to control your levels of blood sugar. Now, your muscles have a very, very big role to play there. The reason why diabetes happens is called insulin resistance. That means you have insulin is supposed to bring the blood sugar down, right? But it's not working properly. Now, the what do you call it now? Where the more muscles you grow, you can prevent. The more muscles you have, the better or more improved the insulin resistance will become, which lowers your, the probability that you come down with, what do you call it now? To come down with diabetes. And for people who even already have diabetes, growing muscles is very important because the muscles are where this sugar is stored. So the more you have, in a way, it's like you're increasing the tank for the sugar to be stored from your blood. The issue is that it's staying in the blood when it's supposed to be entering the muscles. But the more muscles you have, the more space you have for that sugar to enter, which is a good thing. And your muscle resistance also improves. So that means that the insulin will be working better the more muscles you grow. All right? So that is another amazing benefit. And then lastly, you get a better figure. Somebody with more muscle and less fat will have a much better figure than somebody with more fat and less muscle, even though they have the same weight. So if you're, for example, somebody that's like, maybe you have a pear-shaped, or you're pear-shaped, or your apple-shaped, and you're trying to just get a more balanced figure, you cannot run away from strength training. If you do, what's going to happen? If you're doing just diet and maybe aerobics, or you're doing no movement, in fact, worse still, you're doing only diet, you're just going to end up with a smaller apple or pear shape. That's all that's going to happen. It's just going to become a smaller version. But when it comes to you trying to actually, sculpt your body and, make it more balanced, you have to do strength training. All right? So please, 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 please do not run away. Hey, Adroit, do not run away from it. Okay. So here's what I want to do now. Remember I said that for weight loss, you're losing three things. In general, you're losing muscle, you're losing fat, and you're losing water weight. Now, when you're losing weight, it's not like you can actually choose. In the end, the way you lose weight is through calorie deficit, which I've mentioned 1 million times in my videos. You're giving your body less amount of calories so that you are forcing it to now make up for the deficits you've created. So your body needs X amount, but then you give it less than that X amount. But because the body needs X by force, it needs to go and find that difference you didn't give it from inside of your body. So what it does is that it breaks down your muscles, it breaks down your fat, and you end up, basically from those two places majorly. Now, while you can't really choose and tell it, choose burn fat or burn muscle, you can't tell it that it will do what it wants to do. What you can do is you can reduce the amount of loss of one thing, which is muscle. So by doing strength training, by doing those exercises that cause it to grow, you're able to, so even though your body is maybe losing some, but by doing those workouts, you're able to tell it, not to do that. You're basically stimulating it to grow instead. So that way, most of the loss will not end up coming from fat. Okay? So even though you're losing fat, right, so long as, and you're gaining muscle back, your scale might not be, telling you amazing results. But trust me, when you measure yourself, you will see all your efforts paying off. And you look so good. Alright? So please don't let the number on the scale be I don't know. But when it comes to water weight, one of the easiest ways to lose water weight is to reduce carbs. That's why many people, when you just start a new plan or a new weight loss program or weight loss diet, many of the times you'll be consuming less amount of carbohydrates than you were consuming before. Normally, carbohydrates holds water, okay? Another thing that holds water as well is if your diet was high in sodium. So when you're coming to this new diet, these two things, you're reducing the amount of sodium you're taking, the amount of salt and stuff, you're reducing the amount of carbs you're taking, your body is going to lose water, all right? And because it has lost water, it's going to reflect on the scale, which is fine, right? But it's only fine to a certain extent. Alessandra, hi. It's only fine to a certain extent. If you go too low on carbs, your body is going to begin to lose a lot of water in its muscles, and then those muscles will now actually begin to die. Remember I said earlier that you don't want to be losing muscle. All right, so if your diet is too low in carbohydrates as well, your body is going to end up losing some of the muscle, because your muscle is made up of 70% water. So if you really reduce your carbs, which is one of the things that really affects the amount of water your body retains, if your carbs are really small, you're going to be depriving your muscles of water, and because you're depriving of water, eventually they're going to get dehydrated and they might begin to kind of die, basically, and you're also going to start losing the muscles, which is not what you want, because the more you lose muscle, the lower your metabolism, the lower your metabolic rate, and the more, if your metabolic rate is reducing, that's not a good thing, because that means that if before my metabolic rate was, let's say, 1500, sorry, and now my metabolism is 1200, it means that even if I ate the same amount of food I was eating when it was 15, and the same amount of food I ate the same amount of food at 1200 metabolic rate, the likelihood I'll add weight is higher now that my metabolism has reduced. Okay, so you always want to improve your metabolism, and one of the best ways to do that is to, even if you're not growing the muscle, at least retain what you have. All right, and as I said earlier, you do that by strength training. Okay, so please don't run away from it. Don't focus too much on the numbers on your scale. Don't focus too much on, and I know it's hard for many people to accept because you're just used to the regular things. And I'm saying this, I mean, this is even something that happens with my clients. I have many people, hey girl, what's up? Niger girl and diet, what's up? I have a lot of clients who are very bothered. I sometimes get bothered that they are not, the scale is not moving. Maybe they move this week. Hey, okay, that the scale is not moving, or this happened, or this did not happen. And I'm like, focus on your inches. The inches are falling. So long as the inches are falling, meal prep, well done. So long as the inches are falling, you're doing amazing. All right. No, I always tell people that nobody is going to write the number on the scale on your forehead. It's not part of your name. My name is not Ojoy Abdullah 78 kg. It's nobody's business. Okay, the only time I know it will become a problem is if you tell some people, your weight, and like, are you serious? You weigh that much? But because they don't really understand why you weigh that much, but you look that small. Hello, okay, hi. They might not understand, but you understand what's going on, and it's perfectly fine. In fact, there's some people, if you check their BMI, the BMI might not be looking very, very good, but trust me, they are healthier than you. Okay? Their weight might be a little high because of the muscle that they have, which is fine. So long as the fat composition is low, then they are good. They are good. And I told you one of the ways to check. All right? Go to a gym, go to a pharmacy, ask them if they have a body fat composition. All right, so for women, okay, usually the range women we have more than men, so our own range is higher for women than for men. So for women, you're looking at the late 20s to the early 30s, still fair, and then but you're looking at less than that, and then for men, you're looking at the early 20s thereabout for men. All right, but if you are, as I said earlier, as long as your body is getting smaller, you're fine. Okay, don't allow the fact that you're gaining muscle but you're burning fat to stop you from doing strength training, because you want to see that scale dropping. Because everybody, you see, come and see, this person lost 3 kg, the other person lost 2 kg in 1 week. Why is my own not dropping like that? Don't compare your journey to any other person's journey. Okay, people have different metabolic rates. People are doing different things. So if your method is you're eating right, you're doing your aerobics, you're doing your strength training, you're fine. All right, you're going to get smaller. I think in the end, the goal is to get fit and healthy, right? It's not it's not just to be able to say I'm 60 kg. There's no achievement in that. The achievement is in achieving a fitness goal, in being healthy, in being strong. Okay, there are many people that are at a good weight, but they are not healthy inside. I'm telling you, their fat percentages are high. That's not healthy. The fact that your weight is looking good, but if your fat composition in your body is high, my dear, you're not doing well. All right, So don't obsess. Yes, that's the word. Don't obsess with the number on the scale, and I think you'll be fine. All right. So I hope that I have been able to convince and not confuse you on weight loss and fat loss. All right. The cocoa is for you to focus on losing fat. All right. Don't focus too much on the number on the scale, which measures weight loss in general. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? I'm definitely going to leave the replay up. So if you came late. If you came late, just watch out for the replay. I'll put it up. I'll put the replay up. But ensure you watch it and ensure that you take heed to some of the stuff that I said. All right. Don't just look good. Be healthy on your insides too. It's very, 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 very important. And actually, strength training also makes you look good. It makes you look better on the outside compared to just just losing weight and losing your muscle mass. You just look squishy. All right, guys. I'm happy we were able to end early today. Awesome. I was sleeping. I took a lot. I had to go wash my face not to look sleepy, and then I went to wear lipstick. But I'm awake now, which is good. It's like I gotta do something. I gotta look for something to do in my life. Have work to do. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Yeah, if you have questions you can send me a DM, which usually is what happens most of the times when you guys watch the replay. But yeah, I'll definitely be replying your DMs. So yeah. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. And if you would like to work with me or get my book, whatever it is, your questions, details about my programs, just send a DM or send a WhatsApp message to the number in my bio. You can also get the book actually via the link in my bio. Alright, that's the soft copy. If you want the hard copy, then send a direct message. Alright guys, good night. You're welcome, Edith.